Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Big Goal Energy. Happy New Year. We are officially in the first full week of January. And as you can tell, if you're watching the video, a lot has changed in my world. Since my last episode, packed up my life, put most of it in storage, and have moved to Minnesota for my husband's job. Very unexpected turn of events for the end of the year. But if you look at how 2025 was structured for me, also doesn't surprise me. Feel free to go back and listen to a few episodes that I released last year. They were very inconsistent because basically my entire life dismantled itself last year. So we're starting fresh, and I'm back in a place that I grew up in that frankly has always felt like a trap, has never felt like home. And I really honestly don't want to be here. But at this point, I don't have a choice. And I'm trusting that the universe has brought me here for a reason. And I might be starting to see what elements or aspects of that reason are. In today's episode, I want to talk about something that one of my family members said to me over Christmas and how it has strengthened my resolve and also helped me to form my intentions and my focus for the coming year. I almost always pick a word for the year, and this year I have a bit more of a mantra, and I'm really excited to play with it, and I'm really excited to share it with you because it's something that has been present in my life, probably for my entire life, but also something that a mentor of mine once asked me back in like 2010. So I feel like this year's theme, this year's mantra is like 15 years in the making. So stick around. I am going to share with you what my family member said, why this is so prevalent for me right now, and what my 2026 theme is. If you are new here, welcome. Please make sure you're subscribed. I will let you in on some of the plans that I have for the podcast in this episode as well. And I'm just really happy to be back and feel refreshed and renewed and ready to embark on the greatness that 2026 has, not just for me, but for all of us. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the episode.
You were never meant for a small life. You have bold ideas, audacious dreams, and visions that keep you up at night. But the truth is, big goals don't come with step-by-step instructions, and success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from becoming more. Welcome to Big Goal Energy, a podcast for high-achieving women who are done shrinking, striving, and second-guessing, and are ready to defy reality in pursuit of the life they actually want. I'm your hostess, Bri Seeley, goal architect, subconscious strategist, and your permission slip to want what you want. Join me as we go beyond the surface level success to explore the mindset, identity, and inner work required to bring your biggest, most delulu goals to life. This is your space to be seen, to be expanded, and to remember that you are not alone on this journey. Let's get into it.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Big Goal Energy. As mentioned in the intro, I am feeling rather refreshed and renewed. Despite 2025 kicking my ass, despite 2025 basically dismantling everything I knew to be true about my life, and I'm in a new place. And I'm starting a new version of the Bri Seeley brand, and I'm also starting another new business. And there's just a lot of fresh energy and a lot of newness coming into my world. But with that comes some cleanup of some not new energy. And there is something that has been present in my life, like I said in the intro, probably for my entire life, but definitely has come up a lot. And a question that was asked to me, I think in 2010 or 2011, that has now become my theme for 2026. So let's get into it. As always, you probably know my MO for when I'm doing expansion work, growth work, big goal energy work is step 1, we need awareness. Step 2, we got to root out all the old shit that's taking up space that is not aligned with what we want. Subconsciously, it's very likely aligned with your past. Your subconscious was programmed prior to the age of 8. So what we want to do is we want to get in there and say, okay, what did that 0 to 8-year-old experience? What meaning did they make out of it? How do we now uproot that, change the perspective of it, and then plant a new perspective in its place? So I'm just going to call out and tell you what happened. I clearly have some feelings about it, but also I don't have animosity really towards the person that said this to me, mostly because I'm able to detach what they said to me from it being about me, because it's not about me. What they said to me is their worldview. Now, also, I've sat with this for a week or two and have done my own work around it. I don't just jump to that's their shit, right? Like, it's clearly coming up in my life to me, mirroring back to me something for a reason. So it's the Friday before Christmas. My sister is having our family over, not just like my parents and myself, but also my aunt, my 3 cousins, their kids. Like, it's a whole thing, right? And we are prepping for this. I'm making a cheesecake and I realize I'm short 1 egg. My sister doesn't have any eggs in her house. I'm baking at her house. And so I have to go to the grocery store. My stepdad decides to come with me. Somehow we get on the topic of the fact that I have shut down my LLC. I am not 100% certain on like how things are looking moving forward. My revenue for my LLC was down 80% last year. Like, some shit went down last year, and I am putting together a plan, have some steps around like moving forward, what I'm doing, how I'm retooling my personal brand, what it looks like moving forward, all this stuff, right? Now, to back up a little bit, in 2021, my stepdad was told by both myself and my mom that there was going to be a boundary put in place. I have in the past, when I had a full-time job, been incredibly depressed and was just not a very well individual. And so in 2021, we had a similar conversation where he basically said to me, you just need to suck it up. I had to suffer with a job I hated. You have to suffer with a job you hate too. And in 2021, I looked at my parents and I said, I don't think you understand like how close I was to no longer being on this planet. Like I'm not built for suffer. I don't think any human should have to be built for suffering. And I am lucky to have the privilege to not have to suffer, to not have to put myself through immense pain and fuck up my mental health in order to make a buck in the world. And frankly, I don't think anyone should have that experience. It sucks to me that all the generations before us, that was their only option. That was their only experience. And so in 2021, my mom and I both said to my stepdad, you're never again allowed to bring up this conversation. I am unwilling to sacrifice my life and my mental health and my emotional safety just to be fucking miserable. If that's my option, I'd just rather not be on this planet. I'm good. So he and I separately go to the grocery store a few weeks ago together, and he says to me again, you just need to get over yourself. You just need to suffer like the rest of us suffer and get a job. And a large part of me feels really sad. And not just for him. This isn't about him. This is a worldview that so many humans have. And so many humans have had to have. The past that has come before was one in that was the only option for a lot of people. Industrial Revolution era. That was the only option for survival for the vast majority of the populations on this planet. I get that. Unfortunately, it's still the only option for a vast majority of people on the planet. If you are listening to this, it's very likely that's not your only option. And personally, having been there 10 years ago, I was in a place where I was literally getting up, inhaling my breakfast at a job that I hated, getting my job done, coming home, and going straight back to bed. That was it. That was my existence. If I was awake any other time, I was either having panic attacks or I was in the fetal position. I was not well. That was my existence. I have, since that time, chosen a lot of hardships. I've chosen a lot of hardships. Having my coaching business for the last 10 years has been hard. It's been difficult. It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's a struggle I'm willing to engage in because I'm helping other people, because I'm getting up on my terms every day. I'm not trapped. I'm not at the mercy of someone else's needs, wants, and desires. And so it's not to say that I haven't struggled, but the struggle that I've chosen is a different struggle than he's referring to. And when he brought it up to me again, obviously my first response was anger. This is a boundary. You just crossed a boundary. I told you you're never fucking allowed to say these words to me ever again. Then quickly followed by sadness, the experience of a lot of humans in this world. Am I willing to be one of those humans again? No, I'm not. So what are my other options? And I began thinking back to a conversation that I had with a woman named Debbie from Seattle. And every single time I encountered Debbie, she would always say to me, "How great can you stand it?" And when she asked me that question 15 plus years ago, I didn't even know what it meant. What do you mean, how great can I stand it? I actually shared that question with a girlfriend last week, and she was like, I don't even know what that means. And I was like, it took me a while. It took me a while to truly sit with, what does that question mean? And what I've come to is that most humans that are trapped in this 3D reality are more focused on suffering, on being trapped in their reality, on sacrificing who they are and what they need to make a buck in the world. And again, I get survival. I have been in survival for a very long time in my life. I'm turning 43 this year. I am at my halfway point in life. And my questions have started centering around, why am I still not choosing greatness in my life? Why am I still sacrificing and making compromises around what I want, who I want to be, how I want to experience this lifetime? If you believe in past lives, yeah, I'll get another one, but I'll never be in this body again. If you don't believe in past lives, shit, I got 43 years left to make the best, God willing, of my time on this planet. So why am I still not choosing greatness? Why am I still caught in that negative spiral of believing, or even surrounding myself with people who believe that you have to suffer in order to make money in this world? And I can't anymore. I cannot anymore. Am I going to have to make a few adjustments, sacrifices, things in the meantime while I'm shifting this paradigm in my life? Yes, absolutely. I am. It's very likely that I'm probably going to get a part-time job just to have some sort of stable income, or I just launched a brand new revenue stream. So one sale and I'm good for the month. There are options available, right? What I really wanted to hone in on and focus in on in this episode is this idea that we can choose greatness. And so my theme that came to me this year is, and I have a few different iterations of it, depending on how I'm speaking about it or what I'm thinking. And they all center around committing to greatness. My prayer to source, all that is, goddess, divine mother, whatever you call it, is show me how incredibly fucking great life can be. How great can I stand it? How much can I expand my capacity for greatness in my life and stop tolerating the things that make me not want to be a human anymore? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis? So I, being who I am and knowing what I know about the subconscious and the mind and all of the things, have begun to brainwash myself around this. Yesterday, I sat down and I wrote a hypnosis to uproot the experiences from my past where I cut myself off or was cut off from greatness. And I did the hypnosis this morning, got into the subconscious memories, which, by the way, just a reminder, if you are consciously trying to remember a memory, it's not subconscious. Unless you have a hypnosis practice, a hypnosis practitioner, a hypnosis platform, which BT dubs, I'm building one, sitting around and consciously remembering memories to try to uproot them, it's not subconscious. That's not subconscious, okay? So I wrote the hypnosis, I recorded the hypnosis, and then this morning I did the hypnosis to uproot the experiences I had in my childhood where I wrote rules into my subconscious, into the filing cabinet that is my subconscious mind around having to suffer, not having magic and miracles available to me, not being able to live a great life, having to sacrifice my mental health, my sanity, my safety for the almighty dollar. And again, bless the generations that came before us. I get that they did not have the options that we have today. I get that. Today, we have different options. And while we could still choose that the option to suffer, to sacrifice our well-being for the almighty dollar, we can choose that still. I could choose that still. I know enough about myself to know that's not the path that I need to take. And I wrote new rules into my subconscious. I am changing my paradigm and my perspective. And instead of wondering why life's not working out for me the way I want it to, I'm choosing to focus on and believe that life is constantly showing me how great it can be. Now, sometimes life shows us that through contrast. I have been shown a lot of contrast since I got back to Minnesota. And instead of buying into that contrast, I'm choosing to use that contrast as a flashlight, a floodlight to show me what needs to be uprooted so that life can show me how fucking great it is. I don't know. Maybe it's entering into menopause. Maybe it's just being in your 40s. I don't know what it is. But I reached a point last year where I was like, if the next 40 some odd years are a repeat of the last 40 some odd years, I'm good. I'm done here. I know that there's so much more available. And it's not going to come from me working harder. It's not going to come from me suffering. It's not going to come from me sacrificing my mental health. It's going to come from me choosing alignment. It's going to come from me being magnetic. It's going to come from me continuing to put my voice out there, have conversations, form partnerships, share the things I'm building, bring new perspectives and opportunities to other people, do the subconscious reprogramming work that I am here to do with individuals in the world, whether it's a one-on-one VIP session or through the app that I've been developing. I don't know. I just refuse to believe that suffering is the way. I just refuse to believe it. And I am going to be fucking stubborn enough this year to put my foot down and say no. So moving forward, one, I need to have a conversation with my stepdad and say, this was a boundary and you crossed it. And never again, like, I'm not willing to have those conversations with you, and you're not allowed to bring those conversations up with me, period. And two, I have a 30-day hypnosis now to do to brainwash myself into greatness, which also comes with a daily practice of me choosing now to focus on what's great in my life, choosing to document the miracles, the miraculous moments, the tiniest slivers of greatness that come into my life, and expanding on them and choosing more of them. So let's talk quickly before we wrap up about what's coming for this podcast. As you know, last year was a very pivotal year for me. It was a very cathartic year for me. If you are into Chinese astrology at all, you know that last year was the year of the snake, and boy, did I shed some fucking skins last year. So many skins that I had outgrown that no longer fit me. I am going to be doing a 4-part series following this episode around 4 of the massive paradigm shifting messages that came into my life last year that have brought me to this point, that have brought me to the point where I'm ready to see how fucking great I can stand it. And I'm ready to bring you with me as well. If you are not yet subscribed, make sure you are. You can find this podcast on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Substack, all the places. Are there other places? I'm sure there are. iHeartRadio, all the places. You can find it there. Oh, Apple, I guess Apple podcast. So make sure you're subscribed. If it feels inspiring to you, please also leave a rating and review. It helps us reach more people. Feel free to share this with a friend that may need to hear this as well. I am excited for what is unfolding in our world. I am excited for all of us to be choosing greatness in 2026 and beyond. I am excited for just the shifting in tides. And I know that sometimes it looks like the tides are not shifting. It looks like the tides are going backwards. I firmly believe that we are in the process of a die-off, that the old era is dying, that it is ending. And if you know anything about a die-off, I happen to have a lovely yeast allergy in my body. And if it gets too out of control, I go through a die-off and it gets louder and crazier before it gets better. So I know that out in the world feels like maybe we're moving backwards. We're not. I firmly believe that our world is moving into more greatness. I firmly believe that we are going to be building systems and processes and opportunities for people to experience the greatness of life. And the question becomes, how great can we stand it? Because if we're addicted to the suffering, we can't usher in a new world. So cheers to all of you. Happy New Year. Again, make sure you're subscribed. Feel free to send me a DM if this resonated with you or if you have any feedback or questions. I am oh so very grateful to be on this journey and to be doing this work and to be doing it side by side with you. Happy New Year. Cheers to a year of greatness ahead, and I'll see you in the next episode.
If this episode lit something up in you, share it. Text it to a friend, post it to your stories, or leave a review, because big goal energy is meant to be felt far and wide. And if you're ready to go deeper, explore the tools, hypnosis sessions, and support because your vision deserves more than hustle, join us on the Big Goal Energy app by visiting your app store and typing in Big Goal Energy. Your vision, your goals deserve alignment, ease, and your fullest self behind them. Until next time, trust yourself, dream bigger, and never forget, you are here for greatness.
Gets louder and crazier before it gets better. So I know that out in the world feels like maybe we're moving backwards. We're not. I firmly believe that our world is moving into more greatness. I firmly believe that we are going to be building systems and processes and opportunities for people to experience the greatness of life. And the question becomes, how great can we stand it? Because if we're addicted to the suffering, we can't usher in a new world. So cheers to all of you. Happy New Year. Again, make sure you're subscribed. Feel free to send me a DM if this resonated with you or if you have any feedback or questions. I am oh so very grateful to be on this journey and to be doing this work and to be doing it side by side with you. So, Happy New Year. Cheers to a year of greatness ahead, and I'll see you in the next episode.